Hello everyone. In today's video, we will see a very important concept which you will use almost everywhere, almost in all program called loops. So here there are two types of loops, for loop and while loop. In today's video, we will see about for loop in Arduino C++. So first of all, before seeing for loop, so what is loop? So loop is basically the repetition of the part of block of code again and again when of how many ever times we want. So for example, you would have done problems like moving a car in a square path, moving a car in a straight line, etc. Here you have to repeat something, right? So for square path you have to move straight and turn right. These things you have to repeat 4 times. So instead of writing 4 times, you can just put the one time and then you can loop it for 4 times. So that is where loops plays a major role. It will save the time of coding, and then it will save the number of lines used to code. So having said that, we will move on to the for loops. We will see its syntax and some examples on it. So first, for loop, you have to go to the loops block and then drag and drop the block. As you can see, when I drag and drop the block, you can see these two lines came into the Arduino code part. This is the syntax of a basic for loop. So here for, it is a keyword, so it tells that the for loop is starting here, and then open and close parenthesis. Inside open and close parenthesis, we have to declare a data type of a variable. We have to declare a variable for how many times it counts. This is called as loop variable, because this loop variable only lives inside this loop. Outside this loop, this has no effect. So the lifetime of this count variable is only inside this loop. How many times this loop run, this count will keep on incrementing or decrementing as per our requirement. But outside the loop, this has no effect. Outside this loop, if you type somewhere count, it will give syntax error. Semantic error, because it is not even defined before. Because you know the thumb rule that without declaring a variable, you cannot use a variable. So here, before declaring count equal to 0, we have to define the data type of the variable. Here it is int, and then this is the final value. This specifies how many times the loop runs. So for example, here you cannot, with this loop block, you cannot change the value of the initial value and the number of times it is going up. That is, it is called a step variable. So how many times it will count between one step and another step. So for that, there is one more block called count with block. So if you use this, you can see before using this j equal to 0, we are declaring int j. So int j, but this int j is not a loop variable alone. You must be very careful about that. There, see here int is inside, int count is inside this loop, but here int j is not inside this loop. So it is for all the whole program. So wherever you use j, it will not give any error. So for starting, let's say I am copy pasting 3 numbers. So let's keep one for starting, and then one for end value, and then one for step value. This is called as start, end, and then step values. So from 1 to, let's say we have to do the loop for 4 times, 1 to 4, count by step 1. That means it will go from 1, then it will go till lesser than or equal to 4, and then it will count with the value of 1 each time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how it works. If you put 2 as a step variable, Well, then here it will do like 1, and then it will go to 3, and then it will not go to 5 because 5 is greater than or equal to 4, right? So it will not satisfy this condition, so this loop stops here and executes only 2 times. So that is how you must manipulate the step variable. So let's see an example, very basic example of how to use for loop to consume time and lines. So for example, I have to move this car forward. Let's say one time, what you will do, you will just drag and drop the move forward block and start the simulation. But what if you must move this car forward 25 times? For what if you have to move for 50 times? So think about that. For 50 times means you cannot drag and drop 50 move forward block, right? It is very time consuming, and then the spaces also will be consumed a lot. So there, instead of this, just move forward, you put for loop and then put move forward here. Parallelly, see the syntax also. Move forward is inside this loop. The loop starts here and ends here. This syntax is alone you would have seen in the previous videos itself, like how important is curly braces and semicolons, etc. And then how many times the loop must run? 25 times, right? So 25 times. So just put move forward 1 and run the loop 25 times. That's it, as simple as that. Now if you run the simulation, it will go 25 times forward. Here there is an obstacle, so it stopped, but if there is no any obstacle, it will move 25 times, 250 times, 2500 times as per our requirement which we declare here. So that is how important the for loop is. So that's it for today's video. Thank you.